Good morning. You are tuned into 1100 WSGI, and this is Lee-Marie with the special edition Go Show because it is the first Friday of the month. Can you believe it already? But I have a special guest, very special guest, Pat Samler here. Matter of fact, would you do a opening prayer for us?
Sure.
Get this situated for you.
Sure.
All right.
Father, we just thank you for this day. This is a day that the Lord hath made, and we will be glad and rejoice in it. Father, we're just so thankful for you, for your love and your guidance. And Lord, we just ask that you would have your way today in all of our lives, Lord, that as we start this morning out, that we started out glorifying you and giving you thanks for all that you've done for us and all that you'll do. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. All right. So I know a lot of our viewers and listeners know Pat Samler, the famous Pat Samler. And the lady that brought us all Wild Doc. That is one of your claims to fame for sure here in Springfield. But you have such a fascinating background. I mean, you and Dave pastored a church for almost 20 years.
Yes, yeah, just under 20.
I love to hear that. That is so awesome to know that, you have that as the foundation, that, Jesus is number one.
Oh, definitely.
And you put him first at everything. And actually today is Faith Friday, but it's also Health and Fitness Friday. And Pat recently graduated and became a homeopath.
Yes, ma'am.
That is correct. Okay. And I already know that she's been helping people and pets that are dear to my heart for over a year, just suggesting things. And I'm just so amazed, at the whole thing. And so that's why I said, please come in as soon as you can. And so this is as soon as I could get her. And so I'm going to let you, I know you already have some things written down there. So where would you like to start?
Well, I thought we could kind of begin with just some lifestyle changes that people can implement, just to improve their health. Because the thing about it is so many times, we get so wrapped up in this modern lifestyle. And modern lifestyle, unfortunately, usually includes fast foods and processed foods and all these things that we know are not healthy for us. And I know that I've listened to a lot of naturopaths in the last few years who just say, hey, just stay away. When you go in the grocery store, stay away from the end caps and all the, all the middles, where they have.
No, stay away from the
middle,
inside.
yes, because that's where all the processed stuff is. That's where all,
Right.
if it's in a bag and
Bag
a box, run. And so, we want to stay as much as possible with whole foods and organic if possible, or at least the clean 15, right? There's the dirty dozen and the clean 15 that they always talk about that, you can look up online and if it's the clean 15, those are the things that are typically okay to eat if they're not organic. And then there's the dirty dozen that you never want to consume unless it's, organic. So those are just some tips, but, also want to talk a little bit about some natural herbs and just different things that you probably have in your kitchen right now that can really help with a lot of ailments that, common ailments that we have.
That reminds me, cinnamon.
Yes.
Anything to say about cinnamon?
I love cinnamon.
So can we talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I mean, cinnamon is really great for your circulatory system. And I actually put it in my coffee every morning. I have some cinnamon tincture that I get from Herb Farm. And I just put a dropper full in my coffee every morning along with some hawthorn. Hawthorn tincture is great for heart and strengthens your heart, just kind of in general heart health. And I also put in just a little bit of butter because we're finding now that good fats we've been kind of duped, right? And good fats are very healthy for you. And so we want to stay away from margarine because that's plastic.
Back to cinnamon for 1 minute, though. The reason why I brought that up,
Okay.
okay, is the other day, I was in bed and the sides of my knees were hurting, just aching.
Mm.
And luckily, I said to Stephen, gosh, my knees, He said, get up and have some cinnamon. Get some tea and put some cinnamon in it. And I did that. And like 15 minutes later, I had no pain.
Oh, wow.
I'm like,
that's awesome.
Why'd you tell me that sooner? He's like, well, you didn't tell me sooner, But I mean, I know it's not a cure-all and it's not going to help everybody in 15 minutes. But for me, that night,
it was what you needed.
It took away my knee pain.
Yeah. Isn't that something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, I just
crazy.
wanted, that's why I
really
brought up
good.
cinnamon because it just happened.
I mean, there's a lot more benefits of cinnamon. I have to look at my notes for, but yeah, cinnamon's great.
And it's also something that some people had heard was bad,
Oh,
same thing. When people talk about, stay away from eggs, stay away from fat, stay away from salt, they also say cinnamon. And it's like, you have to, anything that people have been saying bad
for a while. Yeah.
For a while. If it's natural, you need to take a second look.
Well, that's the thing is sometimes we just need to go back to the basics and back to what did our forefathers have, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what did they eat? And, before we were running to the, this modern convenience thing where, we run to the doctor every time we get a sniffle.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like back in the day, people took care of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
It'd have to be, a really bad accident or a very bad illness in order to call on the doctor, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because people knew how to kind of take care. They had home remedies and all these things that, they knew how to take care of themselves. I remember when I was young and had little kids at home and like babies, right? And when they got the croup, I knew, exactly what to do because I had learned from my mom and my grandma. And I'd make a mustard pack and just put like dry mustard with a little bit of flour and a tad bit of water just to make it pasty.
Mm-hmm.
Put it in a cotton cloth and put it on my kid's chest, and it would draw that croup right out almost overnight. So, there's just a lot of things that we could learn by going back and seeing what did grandma do? What did great grandma do? Yeah. So
it's funny because somebody, I'm not going to mention their name. They're in heaven now, but they used to, he died like, at 90 in his sleep. But, one thing growing up, I knew him when I was a child, and a lot of things would come up, and I'd say, well, you should go to the doctor. He's like, oh no, I'm afraid of hospitals. And, he lived.
he had something.
Yeah, because I used to think like, oh brother, But looking back and all the problems that some people can't. We know. Okay, first off, we're not doctors,
right?
And we know that
Disclaimer.
there is a place. Yes, and there is a place for them, and we know that for certain things. But you're right in that sometimes we go too much and expect a pill to cure everything when oftentimes those pills have way more worse side effects and they don't go after the source. It just take away the symptom.
Right. Yeah. There was a doctor, and I think it was Dr. Compton, but it was back in the day. He used to say, those who take medicine have to recover twice, once from the illness and once from the medicine. And unfortunately, that's really true in most cases because so many of the, conventional medicines, we call them allopathy drugs, they always have side effects. And unfortunately, given the fact that most medicine, they want you on long term, like heart medicine and diabetes medicine and all these things, it's like for the rest of your life a lot of times. Well, the problem is then that those medicines can cause issues with your organs, right? And then all of a sudden you got this problem and that problem, and now you got to take another medicine for that because, and a lot of people don't research it. It's like, I started on, I don't know, metformin or whatever, and down the road, then all of a sudden I start having this terrible leg pain and my ankles the ligaments were starting to pop or would do all these things, right? And they don't research that actually that's what this medicine causes. And so, now they got to have something for that. And it's just kind of a vicious circle. And, granted, I mean, I thank God for doctors. I thank God for medicine when it's needed, right? Like if you're in an accident and, I mean, we always laugh and say if my arm is across the street, I definitely want a surgeon and medicine for to deal with that, right? but most illnesses can be dealt with naturally, and then we don't have the side effects and the chronic issues that can come from long-term medicating. Henry.
Sorry, he was wandering a little bit.
Mr. Henry. Mr. Henry, I love you.
Yes, this is Henry. He was our guest on Wednesday. If you missed the show, go ahead and look on Facebook or YouTube. And he was sitting in the guest chair the whole time, being rather good and oftentimes snoring.
He's a good patient, too.
Well, and he's very thankful. He wanted to come today because he heard you were here. And Miss Pat has helped Henry and Harvey with homeopathic drugs,
right.
I should say. I don't know. I guess they're not really drugs, but
they're medicine, yeah.
Medicine.
We call them God's medicine. We call them God's medicine.
But yeah, and I do. Before we get any further, because it's already 8:15, give your contact information because I have a lot of friends who have issues that I know you could help them with, and a lot of friends actually that have pets that you could help.
Yeah.
I mean, you helped Harvey that time when, he was walking into walls and he couldn't even stand up.
Yeah.
And I've had friends who have had that, I don't know what the source of their problems were, but they had a lot of similar symptoms.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them, a couple of them off the top of my head that had their dog put to sleep.
Oh.
Because the traditional vet said there's nothing that can be done.
Right.
And I hear that so many times, there's nothing that can be done. And if you would have looked at Harvey a year ago, you would have, a regular vet would have said that. Because I know that I've told regular vets what happened and how you gave him that lead-em. And then like 20 minutes later, he was walking around like, what? I don't have any problems. And I've told vets that, and they just, their eyes just gloss over like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well.
Because they're not taught that. They don't understand it. Yeah.
But anyway, so I just want to give your contact info because I want people to write that down just so you have it just in case.
Okay.
The signal goes out.
Yeah, sure. My website is gracefulhealinghomeopathy.com. I know it's long, but gracefulhealinghomeopathy.com. And, I also have an personal email that you can contact me at. It's patsamler@gmail.com. So that's easier. But if you want to go on my website, you can kind of see, just read up a little bit about what it's all about and, if it's a good fit for you.
And we are going to have you come out and do a talk.
Yeah.
In March on a Saturday.
Yeah.
So be watching the Well in the Square Facebook page for that because every Saturday in March we're doing classes. So pretty exciting. All right, go ahead.
Okay. So I did bring my little book. So when we do our class, it'll be discovery.
An introduction to practical homeopathy.
Yes. And it's just a little class to give you some information about common ailments, that people run into. If I get the flu, what can I help alleviate all of this a lot easier than the traditional medicines that, like we said, have side effects, right? Because now they're saying Tylenol has side effects, ibuprofen has side effects, and they're pretty severe side effects when you research it. And, so it's not, granted, taking one here and there for something is...
When it's absolutely necessary.
Right. But, a lot of people, I did back in the day. I used to get chronic migraines, like horrible migraines, and I would take these hefty Excedrin migraine pills and all this stuff, and I'd get them every week, and they'd last 2 to 3 days, so half my life.
The migraines.
Yes, yes. And so I'd take this, heavy doses of medicine like that, and it just kept getting worse and worse and worse. And, I found out down the road that just stop taking that will reduce the migraines.
Because they're neurotoxins.
Yeah, and they trigger more and more.
Right. Yeah, I'm still baffled. I tell you, I still hear people that have gone to a doctor or whatever, and they've said, well, they told me to take, 3 ibuprofen every day or 4 or, and all these massive dosages of that. And I'm just like, well,
Yeah.
are these people not reading what's happening with this stuff?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I don't get it.
Yeah, yeah, it can be very detrimental to your health, and it's sad because I mean, and I totally coming out of that, I understand the desperation that people have because that pain, you can't function, right? So what do? I got to do something. Well, there are safer alternatives, and there are herbals, and there are homeopathy, and so there's a lot of different things that could help you, without causing chronic issues.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Okay.
So,
Go ahead.
okay.
I know you got some good notes there, so I don't want to keep you
Well,
from
I mean, I was just going to go through a couple of things here. Because I wanted to talk about, like I said, some things that you probably have in your kitchen that could help
Oh, yeah.
if you come down with some acute illness. Also, just lifestyle changes that can really help to alleviate it, issues that we face on a regular basis. And then when we do find ourselves, diagnosed with some condition, that there are alternatives. And one of those is homeopathy. And homeopathy is a safe and natural medicine that, like I said, we call God's medicine, right? Because he created it all.
Mm-hmm.
And it can do just wondrous healing acts in our bodies, but it's still a medicine, right? So we don't want to take it willy-nilly because it is medicine, right? In other words, there should be pathology. There should be a diagnosis of something that, typically you take medicine for, because sometimes it's just eating good and just living the lifestyle, getting out in the sun, doing all these things that we talk about on a regular basis can alleviate 80% of our issues, right?
Mm-hmm.
But those things that are left over, those things that, that just won't go away or that are diagnosed as chronic issues, those are the things that homeopathy can help with, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right, Henry? Henry's like, let me talk about that.
He wants to talk, but he's going to wait. He's going to let you go.
So some lifestyle changes real quick is like one is oxygen. A lot of times we're just living in such a fast-paced world and we're all so geared up and everything internally that we forget to breathe even, and just taking deep breaths and getting our oxygen, breathe through your nose, breathe in through your nose and then out through your mouth. And
it's a good reminder to breathe.
Yes.
So many of us don't.
No, we find ourselves hold our breath and then you don't are getting oxygen into your brain. It's just like crazy stuff.
And then also, as far as I want to cover this a little bit too, because, I've been reading a lot about those air freshener plugins and how they are not good.
Very toxic.
Yeah, that they are toxic.
Mm-hmm.
So, especially for pets because they're low to the ground where they are.
Yes.
And I heard that they get on their coats and then they'll lick their, if they lick their paws or whatever,
Yeah. And it causes neuropathy. It causes, things in, for their brains that a lot of times dogs have seizures or cats even, because of those type of things, because we have those things in our homes. And of course, it's bad for you too. It's bad for people. So I say get rid of all of it.
Are there any plugins that are healthy?
Not that I know of, but I do. What I do is if I'm going to have people over and I want a fresh smell, maybe I don't want them to
because I know you're also a realtor, so I'm sure that
I don't. Maybe don't want them to walk and smell my doggy.
Yeah.
Then I will. I'll diffuse some essential oils in a diffuser.
Okay.
For a little while and stuff like that. And there are essential oils that you don't want to use around pets too, but the ones that are safe.
Which ones are safe?
Oh, lavender.
Okay.
Lavender's good. What is it? Cedar. I think that's safe. And then peppermint. There's a lot of you can research it, but
Yeah.
there's quite a few essential oils that are.
But yeah, so
healthy.
those of you, because like I used to love to do those plugins, and I'd love to do apple cinnamon in the fall and all that.
Yeah,
I had
and
to get
even
rid of all-
candles.
Oh.
Candles release toxic.
Mhm.
Yeah, research it. It's yeah. There are some safe candles that people are making now, so you can find some safe ones. You just have to be careful.
But yeah, if you're using those plugins all the time, please stop. And if you
Yeah.
have a store, because a lot of stores you walk in, and
Mhm.
it's so overwhelming.
Ugh,
They got plugins everywhere, and it's like, you know.
that's right.
And then there's also some bathrooms, that they have those things attached to the wall
Oh
that release
yeah.
those things.
Mm-hmm.
That can't be good.
No.
I mean, you walk in and it's
Oh my
like
gosh.
really strong smell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, you guys, you really should research because not only bad for your lungs, bad for your brain. It's just, you don't want to be around it on a regular basis. So for sure.
Okay.
Water, we're 75% water from our neck down, right? And so, first thing when you wake up in the morning, it's have some water, right? And I know Barbara O'Neill. I love listening to her. She's amazing. But she always says take a crystal or a few crystals of Celtic salt, place it on your tongue, let it dissolve, then drink a glass of water. And that opens up your cells and it receives the minerals from the Celtic salt and all that stuff. So, yeah, so it's really good for you. Sunlight. I did want to say this though. I made this note. It's that the number one killer for Americans, or used to be heart disease, right? Well, it's not anymore. Now they're saying it's Alzheimer's.
Really?
And
wow, I didn't realize that.
your brain needs hydration. So a lot of us aren't drinking enough water, and that's causing issues. Maybe you just, have memory issues. Maybe you can't find words to, when you're trying to speak to somebody. Maybe you walk in a room and can't remember why you came in there. I mean, and some of that is just because we're stressed. We push ourselves too far, But if that's happening on a regular basis, it might be as simple as just needing to be better hydrated, right? And oxygen, water, and sleep are huge. And so, and then sunlight, we talked about that before, about how sunlight is wonderful for you, and it helps you to produce natural vitamin D, right? And
as we enter into almost entering into summer,
yep.
Sunscreens. There's a lot of bad
yeah.
sunscreens that have toxins in them, and that actually, you think you're doing great by slathering it all over your children and everything.
Yeah.
And oftentimes you're actually putting very harmful chemicals on them.
Yes. Yeah, a lot of carcinogenic chemicals in sunscreen, which is like why you're using it in the first place, to stay away from that, right?
Yeah. But there are healthy sunscreens, or healthier, I guess.
Healthier,
I should
probably,
say.
yeah.
What do you use? Something, or you just?
For the most part, I just try to stay out of the high burn hours.
Oh, okay.
Because those are where you get that dangerous UV rays and stuff like that. But the like if you go out in the morning and sit in the sun and have a cup of coffee on your deck or whatever, and just let the sun beat down on your face, in the morning, and then again in the evening as the sun's setting, I mean, they say 20 minutes in the morning, 20 minutes in the evening will totally reset your cellular health.
Nice.
It's amazing. And produce that vitamin D that we're taking supplements to replace. And, so anyway, vitamin D is kind of a hormone anyway. It's not really a supplement or a vitamin. It's more of a hormone. But you take it with K2 if you're going to supplement. But just being in the sun, we're coming into that time of year where you don't even need that if you spend time out in the sun. Like I said, not during the high burn hours,
But I did hear that about when the sun is coming up, that's the best time to just be out there.
And that resets your circadian rhythms too. So like you go out in the morning, you get your sun, and it's like, and sun in your eyes is so important. Like you don't want to obviously look straight into the sun, but just letting sunlight in your eyes, and it speaks to your body and says, "Time to wake up," and helps you kind of be more alert and just vigor and vitality and all that. And then in the evening, when the sun's going down, it kind of does the same thing. It resets your circadian rhythms. It speaks to your body and says, okay, we're time to start to relax, and the sun's going down and all this stuff. And so, yeah.
Well, it is 8:30. I cannot believe it. So I do want to talk about a couple friends that are making this show possible. And let's go ahead and start with UPS because it is springtime, right? Almost. What is official first day of spring? It's like 21 or...
Yeah, I think 21st maybe.
Anyways, so I know a lot of people are going to be doing spring cleaning, and Deborah handed this to me yesterday, and this is the brand new coupon for UPS Store, and that is 25% off their shredding services.
Oh, wow.
So, yes, so you can take that box or bin or bag, whatever, and just take it in there, and they weigh it, and they'll shred it for you, and you can get 25% off. So UPS Store in Springfield is so amazing. Their customer service is second to none, and they have so many different services they can help you with. Go to them first and find out. Just ask them, hey, do you do this, or can I order this? Because chances are they probably can. They do blueprints and notary. They can design your business card even. So check them out. They are right in the parking lot with H.G. Hill. They're located at 513 Memorial Boulevard in Springfield. And you can also email your whatever you need printed off. You can email it ahead of time and with some instructions. And then I always usually follow up with a phone call and just say, hey, did you get that order? And, is it going to be ready in an hour or what? And that phone number is 615-384-0093. Again, that's 615-384-0093. And you can also email them at store, STORE 4297 at theupsstore.com. And their hours are Monday through Friday, 8 to 6:30, Saturdays 9 to 5, and Sundays 12 to 5 is what it says here. But I thought I heard that there was some updated hours. So you might want to just call first and make sure. But we love our friends over at UPS Store, and we thank them for being one of the sponsors on The Go Show. Also, one of our favorite sponsors is Ridgetop Mower of Springfield. It's that time, guys. Did you look at your lawn? Did you see all the big green things coming up?
Uh-huh. I don't even want to look at my lawn.
I know one of my favorite times of the year is when we get to stop mowing. Well, guess what, guys? It's time to start your engines. So Ridgetop Mower of Springfield, again, service second to none. Gary Rastelli has been doing this forever. I think since he was like 12 or something.
Oh, wow.
And I was there yesterday looking at his stock of supplies, and he has got so many belts and just everything. So, even if you just want to do a DIY, go talk to him, because it might be something easy that you can fix. But if it's not, Gary's happy to help you out. And if you say that you heard about it on the Go Show with Lee-Marie, I think you can still get 10% off parts and labor. So make sure you do that. They're located at 1101 Matthews Street, right behind Ace Hardware, and in the middle of Springfield. Very easy to find. And Gary over at Ridgetop Mower of Springfield, the phone number is 615-855-0044. Again, that's 615-855-0044. He also, I believe, has some of those cool WSGI stickers that you can get for your car. So go over there and see him. So we thank you for being a sponsor on The Go Show. We have Pat Samler here. She is a homeopath, and she has so much great information. And right now she's telling us just some things that we can do, just, stuff that we have in our house, right. Things that we can do very easily without spending a dime, really, right now.
Right.
But one thing that I am so surprised at is the homeopathy little vials, and how inexpensive those are.
Right. It's very reasonable medicine, which is great because, insurance doesn't cover it, right? But, what you would pay, a lot of times, what a lot of people pay for deductible on their medications, you can pay for your homeopathy medicines.
Right. And I know that I've started making my medicine cabinet here, and it's these little cute little vials.
Yeah.
And you know, Pat, it's not like she's making a killing off of these. I mean,
Oh, I don't make anything.
yeah, she tells you what you need, and you can go on Amazon and have it in a day. And they're just little crystals. I don't think any of these cost me more than $15, and most of them are probably about $8.
Right.
You know,
Right.
And they have been such a life changer, you know,
Yeah.
with us.
Oh my goodness. I could tell you stories. People that, but I want to kind of stay on task because
yes.
one thing I forgot to say. So when we were talking about sunlight, I made this note, and I love Dr. Axe. He was talking about this, and he said 15 minutes front, 15 minutes back of being in the sunlight, right, produces or it helps vitamin D absorption and assimilates calcium. So our bones and our teeth deteriorate when we don't get enough sunlight. Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
And also vitamin D, our brain needs vitamin D, but sunlight through our eyes produces the vitamin D that we need. And it says also resets our body clock and stimulates the pituitary gland, which balances hormones. So if you're having hormone issues, you know, something as simple as doing what we talked about with getting sunlight and getting, letting sun go through your eyes in the morning and in the evening could help that. So, and then you mentioned sunscreen, and he did mention this too. I wrote this note down. It says sunscreen produces a vitamin D deficiency.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, and that can open the door to basal cell carcinoma, which is the deadly form of skin cancer. So, isn't that crazy?
That is the thing that you are putting on, thinking that you are, you know, protecting yourself from
oxymoron. Right?
Yeah. Oh my goodness. So this is something real important, guys.
Yeah. And so all those chemicals and everything on top of all that, it's all carcinogenic. So let's see. Oh. And he asked that question, which everybody's asking now. Why has sun, salt, fat, butter, eggs, all these things been demonized over the last few decades?
Because they're very good for us.
Because it's what we should be having. And then there's environmental, right? And I don't want to take too much time on this, but, you know, it's crazy how important it is, like, just to have God-made materials on your body. So linen sheets, cotton sheets. They used to, back in the day, the Marines, all they ever had was wool underwear because it dried out really fast when they were going through swamps and different, but wool is, so much better for you.
Isn't like wool and linen, also there's some scripture about.
Don't mix them.
And yeah.
But a lot of the fabrics nowadays are mixtures of things, right? And so if you stay completely away from polyester, acrylic, and nylon, right, then your body will be able to breathe. It'll be able to, because they actually have toxins in them. Fabrics are made with chemicals too, and those go through your pores and get in your bloodstream and cause all kinds of hormonal disruptions and, you know, just crazy stuff. Like,
that's interesting you say that, because I was just having this conversation with my mother-in-law the other day, because she had said, "Oh, isn't this blouse pretty?" You know, and I said, "I can't." I said, "The older I get, I don't. I just want to have cotton. You know,
yes.
I don't want to put that stuff on.
Exactly.
It just bothers me.
Yeah.
You know, and so now I know. Well, there's a good reason for
and a lot of the sports wear that they sell, talk about chemical ridden, and here people are wearing them and they're out running and they're exercising and they're sweating and their pores are opening up and the chemicals are going in, and it's like, oh my gosh. You know, it's anyway, and I'll move on. Air quality is important, right? And I don't know if you ever heard of air things, but I have those, and they kind of detect
air things.
Yeah,
no, I have not heard.
Air things. You can get them like at Home Depot or wherever. and put them in your home. They're not very expensive, and they will actually monitor your VOCs, volatile, air pollutants and stuff in your home. Also mold, things like
So
that.
it'll tell you if there's mold. Oh, okay.
It will tell you the readings. And there's also, I have one in my living room that shows that, but also shows radon levels.
Really?
Because that's something we need to consider. I know a lot of people won't or don't, but radon is a huge lung cancer contributor. So many homes have that, and we don't even realize it. So if you think about it, maybe think about getting an air thing and just monitoring.
So is that something like it plugs in the wall or not?
You just set it out. You put batteries in it. You set it out.
Batteries, okay.
And then it connects with your phone.
Oh.
And readings, you can check your levels whenever you want to.
All right, I'm gonna try.
Simple and inexpensive, but could be important, And they have some that have the CO2 detectors on it too, so carbon monoxide. So anyway, just a thought.
I never heard of that.
So air purifiers are great, to have in your home, because we all have. There's going to be pollutants, I mean, but to have that kind of purifying the air. You'll sleep better. You feel better.
Is there one that's like dangerous though? Because a while back, I remember somebody said that something about the ion or something.
Oh, ion.
Do you know about that?
I don't know if that's true or not, but I don't use the ionic one. I just use the regular air purifier. There's several different brands that were recommended to me.
Well, maybe you can send those to me and I'll post them on our Facebook page.
Yeah, because I think it's Alexia, I think, is one I have. Okay. And so, but there are a few that are safe or good, I can't speak to the ionic ones though, because I don't know enough.
I just remember
I know I heard that too. But I don't know if it's true.
I'll stay away from those.
Yeah,
but I'll look for. I'll be waiting for your list.
Okay. So sleep.
Sleep is so important.
Stress, nervous system. I mean, it's going to affect how much sleep you get, and the quality of sleep you get is going to affect all those things, right? So again, how do we help our sleep? Nylon, acrylic, and polyester. You're not going to sleep well. And so many of the bedding is made out of that stuff. Air quality is huge. Technology. You should put your blue screens down. Computer.
Is it like an hour before at least, or
at least? I mean, they say the best scenario is once it gets dark, shut it down. Because that's what's speaking to your nervous system, that, if you're looking at blue light, even though it's different spectrum, it's still saying to your nervous system, it's daylight. It's time to be active. It's time to be alert. It's time to be, you know what I mean? Keep going. But once you turn them off and it starts to get dark, then your body starts to, okay, it's time to relax, time to get ready for sleep.
Well, so I have a question. Even people who maybe have no problem sleeping, like Steven, as soon as he puts his phone down,
my husband's the same
off,
way.
He's out. So does it really matter with him? I mean, or is it still something?
Still, they still say that it can be like maybe they're not sleeping they won't sleep as well as they should, as deeply as they should, get into REM.
And then we should not have anything plugged in by us when we're sleeping, like
EMFs,
chargers, phone chargers.
Right. It should be at least minimum 6 foot away.
6 foot away.
Minimum. I mean, they recommend 10 or more. So I put mine in my bathroom. I can still hear it if somebody calls in the middle of the night, but I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
we could
away
do
from
that.
me.
But if you're listening.
But yeah, my husband's the same way. The minute he relaxes or shuts his eyes, he's out, whether he just got off the phone or not. But soft light is okay, but you want to. They say you want to stay away from blue light.
Okay.
from screens and stuff.
Well, we have less than 15 minutes left. I
Oh, no.
cannot believe that. I want to tell you guys, want to remind you, you better be making sure you get your camp dates on the schedule for Coldstream Christian Camp because the dates are filling up very fast. And they also have all of the dates up now for a lot of the kid camps. So just a great program over there at Coldstream. They are in Adams at 4730 Goodman Road. ColdstreamChristianCamp.org is their website. So you can go ahead and go on there and look at all the camps that are available for your kiddos. And if you want to email them, their email address is info@coldstreamchristiancamp.org. I know a lot of people that have gone to those. Matter of fact, I think they have a free fishing rodeo that is coming up next month. So make sure you look at that because Coldstream has a beautiful big lake. And the kids, it's all a free kids rodeo with prizes and everything. So you want to make sure you check out Coldstream Christian Camp. Make sure you tell them that Lee-Marie sent you. And then lastly, I want to remind you about Southside because they keep getting in so many cool gifts. And, Easter is right around the corner. So you might need a little, special little Easter gift or something for someone. And you can get some unique things over at Southside. They're located at 1000 South Main Street, right there. Well, actually, for Wellness Square, they're on the same side of Main Street.
Oh, wow.
And, it's still walking distance. It's just a little bit past our beautiful big Capitol Theater. I don't know if you've been following that, Miss Pat, but Michael Crawley bought our Capitol Theater.
Oh.
And is renovating it and going to make it. I mean, already the outside is so beautiful, and they have scheduled a grand opening to actually not grand opening, but a sign lighting party. So that, but anyway, go on. I don't want to take up any more of your time, but go on the Facebook page. You can see more information about that. But Southside Drug Co. Their hours are Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Any other information for them, you can go to SouthsideDrugCo.com. Make sure you tell them Lee-Marie sent you. Thanks for being a sponsor, Southside.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's get back to your list.
Okay, real quick. We're almost done. So we talked about salt earlier, and Celtic salt is amazing, right? And it has 3 different types of magnesium in it.
Oh.
And it has the magnesium sulfate, the magnesium chloride, and the magnesium bromide.
Wow.
So all of those. And so if you put it in your mouth, crunch it, and your mucous membranes will absorb it, and then drink half a glass to a glass of water, and the magnesium is taken into the cell by the bloodstream. And magnesium puts water inside of your cell, so it's hydrating, and it's the quickest way. It's the quickest way actually to hydrate your body. If you do this approximately 8 times a day, then you're replacing the minerals that you lost the day before.
Oh.
And then I want to mention garlic. Garlic's been noted to be 8 times more powerful than, and I don't know if I can say this right, trichotillane, which is some kind of antibiotic, right?
Okay.
But that is typically used for that, well, I guess it would be for
different
things-
illnesses.
Yeah, like the I don't know, pneumonia. I don't know. I'm not sure. But so if someone wanted to take it instead of antibiotic, you could take medium-sized clove 3 times a day. It's antifungal, antiviral, and antibacterial. And
So when you do that, you want to crush it and then leave it open for like 10 minutes or something.
well, I've heard if you let it set, yeah, it
Gets better
yeah.
activation.
Yeah, and then, but then, yeah, just take it. And if you if you do that 3-4 times a day, it's like taking a
Antibiotic.
antibiotic,
Okay.
or better, 8 times better. They say. So, and then activated charcoal. Sorry, I'm just trying to get through this. Absorb and neutralize poisons and toxins in your body, right? Which we've probably known, most of us. But if you get say contaminated food, or you drink bad water, then you take activated charcoal. It absorbs the poison and aids, like with the diarrhea and the vomiting, because you want that because it's getting rid of the poison, right? And then we also have homeopathy that can help with that. So arsenicum album, 200 every couple hours, or even once an hour if it's bad, can take care of food poisoning and bad water poisoning. And then hormones. A lot of people have a lot of issues with hormones, whether it's, I love Henry, whether it's, whether it's menopause, perimenopause, or just, younger ladies that are, just there's a lot of hormonal disruptors in our world today. Everything from EMFs to, I mean, just all of it, right? So wild yam cream is wonderful. You just put it on, your skin and let it absorb. And it's great for men and women for hormonal balance and regulation. And we also have homeopathy that can help with that as well. Psalms 104, I think it's 14, says God gave herbs for the service of men. And so, this this yam cream can just help regulate mother hormone, which is the why can't I say it? Progesterone. Yeah, progesterone. That's the mother hormone. Once mother hormone is regulated, then testosterone and its estrogen will just fall into place as well. So, wild yam cream, guys. If you're having any issues with men, women, low testosterone, or whatever it is, it's a great natural way. And then homeopathy remedies. A lot of times, for men, we'd look at Aurum Metallicum 200 a couple times a day, or for women, sepia 200. So there's all kinds of answers in homeopathy or in just lifestyle changes or herbals. Just I would just I want to urge everybody, because I've seen so many people. My mother was on 15 different medicines a day, and she was told by her doctor that this is what's keeping you alive. But one was causing this, so then we had to have a pill for that. And then that was causing this, and then we had to have a pill for that. And it was just this vicious cycle. And, if I didn't know back then what I know now, I would have helped her get off most of those medicines and not have the side effects and not have the repercussions, and be able to actually uproot and cure some of those issues she had. Because, modern medicine is great palliatively. I mean, it'll help take symptoms away, but it masks the symptoms. It suppresses conditions, which typically drives it deeper into your body and into your organs, into your cell. And then it's going to either surface as the same condition worse, or it's going to surface as a whole new illness or chronic condition. So, I just encourage people to look to the Lord, look to God, and what did He provide for us? He said He provided everything we need for a life of godliness and health. All. It's just we don't have to look further than that. And I want to help moms and grandmas to take care of their families and know how to not be afraid, because a lot of this stuff is fear driven. A lot of people run to the doctor for every little thing because they're scared. Because, do you ever watch TV? It's inundated with commercials about, this medicine, that medicine, you need this to feel better, or this to live, or that, you probably will die if you don't. I mean, it's just like inferring all these things that produces fear in people, and there's better ways.
Now, how can they, do you do consultations in person or over the phone or both?
Yeah, either. I have a lot of clients from out of state that I just do Zoom meetings with, or some of them are just FaceTime, that we'll do consults. And, it is important to, if it's a chronic issue, it's important to get a lot of background information, because sometimes it's caused by certain things we can eliminate.
Yeah. And I know that's one thing Wild Doc does. He he wants to know the history.
Yes. But so I do consults, and I guess the best way would be just to go to the website, and there's actually forms on there.
Oh, Okay.
that you can, if you go,
I need to check out your website.
yeah,
because I haven't.
just go and you can fill out the forms right there, and it will send them to the office, and then we'll get back to you usually within a day or two.
Okay, awesome. And I know, like, the Leadum, I really want to.
Oh, yes,
Can we
go
just
ahead.
tell people
Yeah.
that, tick season is
Tick
upon
season,
us.
yeah.
I've already had 2 people say that they found a tick on their dogs.
I found one on Buddy.
Oh. So make sure y'all have that Leadum.
Leadum, yes.
How do you say the second word? Palustre?
Well, just look up Leadum, Ledum.
Ledum. And make sure you get a little vial of that. You can get it on Amazon, and make sure that you have that, because as soon as you get a tick off of them,
Or yourself. Yeah, take Ledum. I would take it twice a day for like a week, and then maybe once a day. And then after 2 or 3 weeks, if you're having no symptoms of any tick-borne illnesses or anything, then you can either wean off of it or just stop.
Okay. And they're little tiny little crystals, and you just put it in your mouth, like,
Yeah, just you put it
in your cheek.
in your membrane, it's mucous membranes, and it just absorbs. Yeah. So one of these times, next time I'll just talk strictly about homeopathy. I'd like to cover these other things because, if we can change lifestyle, if we can, add a few like turmeric or whatever in our tea and, alleviate a lot of knee pain or different things, then, that's primary, I think, but if you need medicine, then homeopathy is definitely a natural, safer way to go.
Yes. And we did have some comments come in. So let me see. Colby says, yes, I have knee problems from playing racquetball. But let's see, my calf muscles are always tight, sometimes to the point where they cramp.
So Magphos or Zincanum, either one of those can help with tight muscle contractions and muscle spasms, things like that.
And also Sheila Bird said, often knee pain is coming from the foundation, which is tight ankles and calves, which are pulling on the tendons. At the knee level, compressing the knee and wearing out cartilage.
Yeah.
So I don't have as much information.
Is there a question in that?
I think that she was just making that comment.
Oh, yeah.
For her, that's what
right.
that has been.
For sure.
I know for me, it really seems to be food related. When I have cheated really bad, I almost feel like sometimes I call it sugar foot. Like, like my feet and my knees hurt. I had a lot of sugar.
Yeah. Oh, that can totally, that inflames. If you already have an issue, like where maybe your knees are, have a little arthritis or anything like that. And then sugar will inflame the areas that are already weakened.
Okay.
So,
all right, so it wasn't my imagination.
But I would say for that lady that made that comment, one thing that she might consider is Ruta. Because Ruta graviolis, you can get it on Amazon. It's homeopathy medicine, but it's really good for ligaments. But it's something to consider. But I wouldn't be able to, without a consult, I wouldn't be able to.
Well, I do highly recommend Pat. Like I said, she has helped me and 2 of my pets tremendously. We're almost out of time. I do want to tell you guys, please go to my Facebook page, because for the first time ever, we are doing some Saturday workshops, and they start tomorrow. So it's just in the month of March. We're testing this out, guys. So if you want to see Saturday classes, you better come out. So on tomorrow, March 7th, we're going to start at 11 a.m. with Rhonda Rastelli. She is a psychiatric nurse practitioner, and the title of her talk is "Do You Need to Talk?" So this is a support group. This is free, and so she is going to be using some materials from Max Lucado, but no purchase is required. It's completely free. It's 11 to 11:55. So just a nice. Rhonda's awesome. So come on out 11 o'clock tomorrow if you don't have anything to do. And then also 12 o'clock tomorrow, I'm doing for fun and fitness line dance moves. At 1 o'clock, Stephen's going to be doing stretching and low impact movement. 2 o'clock, Carla is doing greeting card making. 3 o'clock, she is doing create a junk journal. And 4 o'clock, I am doing Beginning East Coast Swing. Now, all of those other classes, like Rhonda's is free, but all those other classes are $10. However, you can get as many classes as you want tomorrow for $29.
Oh, wow.
So you can get $50 worth of classes for $29.
That's
so,
awesome.
so come on out and please pre-register if you can. I have a Venmo code on my page. You can also go into Crossroads Christian Bookstore. They are right next door to Well in the Square. We're both at 600 South Main Street. You can do that and register that way. Also, I just want to tell you, Congressman Matt Van Epps is coming to the American Legion in Greenbrier this coming Monday night because we're having our TFA.
Oh,
which
already?
That's where I met you. I met Pat at a gun range.
Actually, it was class.
It was a class, that's right, for our concealed carry
permits, yep.
Yes, that's right. Anyways, so of course, you know, the Robertson County Tennessee Firearms Association meets every second Monday, and that is at the American Legion in Greenbrier. And so this coming Monday, we are actually having Matt Van Epps. And so our potluck starts at 6. We're going to try to do Irish theme or green. So somebody please make
corned beef.
Yes. Canned cabbage with potatoes. So that'll be really fun. And then the program will start at 6:30. And then of course, this is coming Saturday, the GOP also meets at Purpose Life Church because they meet every first Saturday. And they're going to have Monty Fritz. He's one of the three main candidates, I guess, that's running for governor.
Oh.
So that'll be interesting. And then, of course, 11 o'clock over at Purpose Life is going to be, we meet for prayer every first Saturday. We've done that ever since they started the Pray for TN. And so that's just a great time. So lots of stuff going on tomorrow. And make sure that you guys have on your calendar all of the Vietnam Veterans Day stuff because this year they're doing more. They're doing a Jeep run. They're doing a 1K, a 5K, and then also, of course, our Candlelight Vigil on that last Friday of March. And then the last Saturday of March will be the ceremony. So also this Monday, I forgot to tell you guys, at 1 o'clock, you can come play bingo at the library. It's free. And I'm going to be the speaker because I'm one of the board members on the Orange Heart Medal Foundation. And so we're going to be talking about that. And so you can win some really cool prizes at bingo at the Stokes Brown Public Library, which I had so much fun last night at the library because they did you see, I don't know if you saw the video.
No.
They had a cruise murder mystery. So we were all on a boat and we got shipwrecked and everything. It was pretty hilarious. So I did actually post a video already.
Was it Gilligan's Island?
Kind of. The Love Boat. It's kind of more like the Love Boat. But anyways, Stokes Brown Public Library always has a lot of fun stuff to do. But I'm really looking forward to your class. And I will we'll get that time and date to our listeners soon. But in the meantime,
we will need people to register so I know how many books to bring and stuff like that. So.
Okay. And in the meantime, give your contact information one more time.
Okay. Its website is gracefulhealinghomeopathy.com. And my personal email is patsamler@gmail.com.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us. I learned so much. I get so motivated. And we're just going to keep that motivation going tomorrow, guys, with all these positive classes. So make sure you tell everybody.
And make sure you're doing some light exercise. You don't have to go be crazy, go to the gym and do all the heavy stuff because you don't want to hurt yourself. But walking is awesome. Lee-Marie's dance class is awesome. I mean, there's just so many opportunities.
That's a good point. I'm glad you brought that up about being careful because Stephen, he used to work in gyms and he used to work for physical therapy people and all that. And he would say, oh my gosh, you would not believe how many people would come in because he'd be like, oh, I'm going to a boot camp, and they just start like busting out.
Oh,
and they have these injuries that take them like a year to get over.
Months to.
So you guys have to be careful.
Yeah, because then you don't work at all. You don't work out at all.
Exactly. And, it doesn't matter how old you are. I have seen some very young people, just. So make sure you take it easy, but yes, be walking
into it, let your body acclimate to.
That's right. But it is important to be moving because too many people are in front of their screen or in front of their TV or whatever, and it's doing so much damage.
Yeah.
So get out and move. All right. Thank you so much, Ms. Pat. All
thank
right.
you for having me.
And thank you, listeners, for being with us today. And Henry says thank you as well. If you want some calendar stuff, guys, you really need to listen to my show from Wednesday because Henry and I covered a lot of calendar, a lot, because we were the only two here. So we didn't have a guest for inspiration, but Today we
He
did
needs
have a
to wear
guest.
his blue blocker glasses when he's got his face on your laptop.
Oh my gosh. Okay, guys, make it a great day. You have been listening to 1100 WSGI.